What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at the Ohio State spread playbook in NCAA Football 14. This is the Urban Meyer offense when he was just dominating up there in Columbus. This is what you would expect with an Urban Meyer offense. Spread looks, a lot of option, a lot of quick passing out of like empty sets, things of that nature. It's just a very fun and popular playbook. So we're going to go over the formations, play types, and personnel, and hopefully by the end of the video, you have a good idea of what this playbook is all about. So let's start off with the formation. So again, this is the Urban Meyer offense, and it just has an absolute ton of shotgun. It has a little bit of pistol and a strong formation. So I actually want to start with the smaller ones first. Let's start off with pistol. We got two pistol formations, and this is when he was starting to throw a little pistol in his offense. Before, when he was like at Florida, it was just nothing but shotgun, which there's nothing wrong with that. But we got the two pistol formations. This is a 12 personnel look with the one back, two tight ends. And then we got wing trio. This is technically a 20 personnel look because it throws a fullback in there. But let's start off with twin tight end slot. This has got your basic stuff, but it's got some pre-snap motion. Always kind of like to look for those. You got a power O and you got a PA play action on top of that. Then we got our first read option play. I'm here to tell you there's going to be a lot of option in this offense. This is why you do it, but this one's got a little bit of extra flavor to it because of the inside zone split. I'm going to keep this with the halfback. They just done a good job on that play right there. But either way, really fun stuff. If you need like a lot of zone split with the backside tight end, things of that nature, you keep on going. Again, it's just a lot of run play action anytime, but we do got some motion wide receiver option. This is another big component of the Urban Meyer offense, is especially if you remember Florida, Percy Harvin ran a lot of stuff like this. Really cool things. You can go, looks like I'm reading that backside. I may read this completely wrong, but I think I may keep this anyways. Let's see. No, I read that one completely wrong. Either way, you can do wide receiver option stuff, even from a formation like that, which is pretty neat. Do we got anything else in here worth talking about? Let me see. So we looked at those. So those are two good plays right there. You got a left and a righty, more or less. And then let's keep on going. Let's go to wing trio. And then we got a read option. We got play action. We got an F lead read option, inside zone split. Notice I'm kind of emphasizing the option stuff because that's just what he was really known for, the spread option. Then you got power option. I'll go ahead and call power option. If I remember correctly, and it's been a while since I've like worked one of these are like really hard. They're not the easiest to work with compared to like a basic read option, but there's a basic pitch if you need it. Emphasize every bit of the option that you can, and you got a good little play right there to work with. But keep on going. Anytime you're doing pistol or under center, they're probably going to do run play action oriented things, as you see right there. Next up, let's look at this strong formation. This will be really good for situational purpose, like third and short, fourth and short, because notice what it's doing here. It moves your two tackles over to one side. You're literally running to one side. That's the whole point of it. So when you notice here, halfback dive, I'm going to call it. We'll go up against like a random 4-2-5. So the whole point of this is to go like that and just pick up whatever yards you can to the strong side, because notice your left tackle on number 8 over here, he's a tight end. But they got the two tight ends the two tackles on the other side. So you do what you can to get over there. We can look at some other plays in this formation, like halfback off tackle, maybe a better one for you to use. Let's see if we can get to the outside, get a block right there. Nice, good little play. Either way, good stuff. Again, that's a good situational formation to have. We may have a little bit more in here to look at. We got power O, play action off of that. We got a toss. But notice how all of these runs are going to the right side. You could flip them if needed, but again, I would just go to the strong side of the formation. Again, that's the whole point of that formation. So I like the little oddball formations they throw into the base stuff, which is shotgun. All right, let's start here. We got a two-back look, two halfbacks, and 0 tight ends. This is a 20 personnel look. Then we got ace twins. This is our first 12 personnel formation with the one back, 2 tight ends. And then we get into 11 personnel. We're going to see a ton of this. So we got normal offset, normal wing offset, wide trips halfback weak, wing trips offset, wing offset weak, wing trio weak. F twins over, not a lot of formation or playbooks have this formation. This was very Urban Meyer, Florida type stuff, as you see going through here. Look at all this jet sweep type stuff. We're going to check that out in a little bit, but I just wanted to point that out. Trio halfback week, more 11 personnel. Then we get into a 5 strong look. 5 strong meaning all 5 skill guys are on one side of the ball. I love those formations. Then we get into spread offset, so pay attention to your tight end. He's number 8. Now we're getting into our first 4 wide look. Spread offset, spread flex, double flex, Trio 4 wide receiver strong. Tray 4 wide receiver strong. Notice a lot of these formations were in the Baylor playbook that I covered recently. Empty wing trio. Now we're getting to some empty. So this is another thing about Urban Meyer, at least when he was at Florida, he used a ton of empty sets. So we got a wing trio, we got empty base, and we got another empty look. It's 5 wide receiver flex tray. So if you go back to the very beginning, normally what I like to do is look for pre-snap motion and things, but we're also going to kind of talk about what Urban Meyer really wanted to do. And notice out of the gate, a shovel option. Then we got play action kind of off of that. We got a triple option. We got a triple option pass. You got to use a lot of this. Look at all this option. I can't stress enough how much option is in this playbook. We got a little pre-snap motion right here if you want to get a little window dressing thrown in. Load option, you got a pass on top of that. We got counter triple option left. Look at all the movement in this play alone. Just incredible stuff right here. So it looks like I'm reading that defensive end. And I got picked up. Good defense all around. Ooh, good little move, though. I'm going to get some yards out of it. Trayvon Henderson's a good little halfback. Either way, really good stuff right there. You keep on going. Did we cover everything? But just kind of notice how much option that is in here. Insane. Next up, we got Ace Twins. And just kind of notice you're going to do a lot of run. We'll cover the concepts a little bit later. But there's a lot of run, option, things of that nature. We got a jet sweep. What about this formation? We got any pre-snap motion here? Yes, we do. We got more, if I can get to it. There we go. Motion triple option left. This is that slot receiver stuff we're talking about. All three of these plays work really well together. We got the shovel option. We got a motion triple option right. I'm going to go ahead and call that one. While we're here, let's go up against like a random nickel. Let's see if I can read this one correctly. Let's go. Yep, I'm going to go here. Pitch that off really quick and get whatever yards you can. When I see that stuff, I automatically think Percy Harvin dominating in Florida. They ran so much of that when he was there. All right, we keep on going. Do we got any more pre-snap motion here? We looked at those. What about the next formation? Wings offset. We got some tight end motion, inside zone split. We got a play action on top of that, and we got a read option built on top of that. So all three of those plays work really well together. Then we got some halfback movement. We got shovel option, Y lead read option. Then we have PA comeback. So all three of those plays work really well together. Keep on going. What about the next formation? We got any pre-snap motion here? Again, I always like to look for these pre-snap motion mini-series. They just work really well together. Here's another one, more tight end related. Inside zone split, that's that play action, motion slide again with a backside comeback. And we got the read option built on top of that. Keep on going. Wing offset weak. Do we have anything here? We do. More wide receiver stuff. Jet sweep, play action, and then we got a motion wide receiver option. I'm going to call the option one again because that's just kind of why you pick this playbook. We'll go up against like a random nickel. Who am I reading? I'm reading the defensive end. Let's see if I read this correctly. And I did not mean to pitch that. That was a mistake on my part. They handled that one really well, the defense did. And they got a lot of dudes on the line. I probably should have went up against something different. Either way, it's in there if you need it. So really cool place, stuff right there. Of course, you're going to have a read option about every single one of these formations too. Wing trio weak. Do we got a pre-snap motion here? Let's see. No. What about F twins over? Here we go. More jet sweep. We got a jet inside zone. We got a PA swing, and we got the power fake jet on top of that. And we got the same pre-snap motion. We got an inside zone with the receiver, motion PAS, split in screen and motion counter. I'm going to go ahead and call this one. So this is really cool. Get your receiver and let him just run the ball up the gut if needed. I love that stuff. I think that's just really cool. You may not want to do that with Harrison. He's more of a true receiver, but either way, it's in there if you need it. Trio halfback weak. Do we got any pre-snap motion here? We do not. What about trio unbalanced? Do we have any here? We do not. What about spread offset? So the more spread out you go, the less pre-snap motion you're going to find. However, this playbook's different. Again, all this motion, option, triple option, shovel option. Then we got the left-hand version of that. This is the bulk of the playbook right here. This is what you're doing. You keep on going. You do play action on top of that. Then we got some jet sweep to go with that. So jet sweeps and those option plays work so well together. What about spread flex? Let's keep on going. We should have some here. We got some jet sweep action. We got the jet sweep and the play action off of that. Here's some more motion wide receiver option. There's your shovel. There's your basic motion. And then you got the pass on top of that. So sprinkle all that in, and then you throw that pass on top of that a little bit later on in the game. You keep on going. Doubles flexed. I don't think we have any here. Just want to make sure we do not. What about trio 4 wide receiver strong? I think we will here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I love this play right here. QB slot option. This is a lot of Rich Rodriguez type of West Virginia stuff. This is more simpler. Let's see if I can make that work. Pitch it. They're playing really good defense on me today. They're covering it up pretty well. But either way, it's in there. Really neat. You keep on going. Do we got any pre-snap motion here? For some reason, I thought I did. There we go. I knew we was going to find it eventually. Guess what? More motion wide receiver option. More shovel option. Then you got the left-hand version of that. Again, this is the bulk of what you're doing, at least for half of the run game. The other half, you just need to hand the ball off, do basic runs and such. What about 4 wide receivers strong? Do we got any here? What about empty wing trio? Do we got anything in here? We do not. What about empty base? So when it comes to the empty stuff, I'll go ahead and tell you now, what we do got some pre-snap motion here. We got a lot of fake screen mini-series. We got the screen. We got a fake off of that. We got a slow-go built on top of that, which is pretty cool. Then we got 5 wide receiver flex trade. Do we got any pre-snap motion here? We do not. So I will tell you this. I'm going to call like double pivot, for example. The big thing that Urban Meyer loved to do with empty sets. So anytime he wanted to do drop back quick passing game, he done it all from the empty. So if you want to do the same thing, you definitely can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here, just pick up a decent little play, some yards off that pivot. What I suggest you do is if you want to do a quick passing game, just kind of get the ball down the field a little bit, passing wise, do it from these 3 formations right here. You got plenty of quick, good stuff. Basic smash, spacing, slants. You should have some curl flat in here as well. Let me see. We keep on going. I saw a stick. There you go. Curl flats. Use all that stuff. Again, all your drop back passing, don't be afraid to use a lot of it from these formations right here. So that is it for the formations. Let's talk about personnel just a little bit more. So we got a 0-0 personnel group. This is shotgun 5 wide receiver flex trade. So you got one of those. You got one 0-1 formation, shotgun empty wing trio. Then we get into plenty of 10 personnel. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you got 5 of these, a little bit less than the Baylor playbook. Baylor playbook has got like 7 or 8 of these formations. The bulk of this is going to be 11 personnel. You're going to see just an absolute ton of this. This is going to be the bulk of it. We do got a couple 12 if you need a couple tight ends out there, and you got some 20 if you need it too. He used to do some of this. It depends. If you got 2 good halfbacks, you're going to be using this formation more than the rest of them. 21 personnel, you do got 1, but this is a situational formation like we talked about earlier. You're doing this for 3rd and short, 4th and short, just kind of get a couple yards if needed. Then, of course, you got your goal line. Now let's talk about the actual play. So I've hinted at some of this when we look through the formations, but let's start off with the run game. Inside handoff. The bulk of your run game with the halfback is going to be in between the tackles. For the most part, even with all of your read option stuff, what's your halfback doing? He's going in between the tackles. So I suggest you get some running backs that can go in between the tackles pretty well. But notice how much inside handoff we got here. Outside handoff, we do got a little bit more just because of all these jet sweeps we've looked at. So don't forget to neglect those. Those work really well, little counters to your option game. Then we got a couple pitches. This is not a pitch-based attack. You got plenty of counters, so there's nothing wrong with running some power and counter in this playbook. As you see here, we got about 12 plays here, but all your power plays, you go back to your inside handoff. Notice they're going to come from over here. There's halfback base. Then you got, let's see, we got any more here? 0-1 trap. That's another one, another 0-1 trap. There's halfback base. So again, I think the bulk of it though, you're going to be doing a lot of inside zone more than anything else. All right, let's keep on going. Let's look at draw. We got a good collection of draws. So pretty much all your spread shotgun formations. Notice all your 4 wide looks are going to have these, but some of your 11 personnel formations have them too. Use it if you're going to use plenty of drop back. Fullback run, you don't have a whole lot here. It's not a fullback based offense. Your QB run. So you got a little bit here. You got a power fake jet. You got a QB power, QB blast, and of course the QB sneak from goal line. But any type of QB running you're going to be doing is going to be from all the option stuff. So let's actually, I'm going to go to the option next. Let's go here. So again, this is what the offense is known for. I'm going to go back to the very top of this list and notice all of what we have. It's pretty much going to be read option, triple option, or speed option. And triple is also shovel. It's kind of the same thing. It's a different concept, but it's still a triple option. But look at how many we have here. Insane amount. If you want to run option from the shotgun at any point, this is the playbook to use. The Auburn playbook is a really good one as well in terms of all the option plays you have, but this one has all the real fun pre-snap motion built into it, as you see here. So much of it, again, everything kind of works off of these plays right here. Just use them as much as you possibly can. Get those speedy receivers and quarterbacks and halfbacks and such. Now let's talk about the pass plays. So let's go look at quicks. You only got 2 quicks technically, but technically I saw like there was a few stick plays and whatnot. You're going to be running the ball so much. I think you're going to be going over the top a lot more. But what did I mention earlier? I think your quick pass game needs to come over here. If you go over to formation, go to shotgun, do a lot of your quick pass game from here, if not from your 4 wide sets. But I suggest you do these right here if you want to do it the Urban Meyer way. Okay, so let's go back to play type. Let's go look at standard. These are all of your under center formation plays that's got dropbacks. And we only have one. We're not under center at all in this offense, so you don't have to worry about that one. Of course, all the shotgun pass plays we have are in here, just an absolute ton, as you would expect. So when it comes to the passing game, what's a good idea to do here? So you're going to run the ball a good chunk. You're going to do basic run, and you're going to do option. And then you're going to do basic drop back. I suggest you pick the 4 or 5 concepts you like the most. Are you a slants guy? Do you like curl flats, stick, 4 verticals? Definitely use 4 verticals. It works really well in this game. Flood. Pick the 5 or 6 you really like and just use them over and over again. And you're going to find the formations that has all the things that you're wanting in there. But as you would expect, we got a ton of shotgun pass. Play action. So here's what I suggest you do here. Look at all the option pass plays. There's going to be an absolute ton. Load option pass. Let's keep on going. All this pre-snap motion we've looked at before. The PA motion slide, definitely use those. PA jet wheelies. But all those option pass plays, there's another one, motion option pass. Those are going to be the bulk of your play action. Unless you find another one you like more. Again, it just kind of depends on what you like. You may be a boot or a slide fan. I think those work pretty well. You may like Power O as well. But again, you're going to do a lot of the option pass stuff from here. Screens. Screens are pretty important in this offense. Not as much like as in the Baylor veer and shoot playbook we looked at earlier. But you got plenty of good stuff here. This is a good way to get your ball to the halfback if you don't want to run the ball, because you got plenty of slip screens. But we got other basic stuff like this jet PA swing. Just a very simple way to get the ball to your top receiver. And all you're going to do here is going to throw to him and just pick up whatever yards you can. I think I threw that one way too early. But you got plenty of that in there. You're going to just have a good mix of wide receiver screens, halfback screens. There's a basic bubble. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Screens are good to get away from blitzes and just to find simple ways to get the ball to your best players. That's the way I look at them. So again, if I had like an amazing wide receiver or a great halfback, I would be using more slip screens more than usual. Again, it's just kind of up to you. But notice how many we have. We got an absolute ton. All right, so that is it for the offense. Again, you're running spread. You're going with the shotgun looks. You're going 4 and 5 wide a lot. You even go 3 wide if you need to. You're going to be doing a lot of this stuff, right here. Read option, speed option, doing play action off of that. And then you pick your handful of passing concepts that you like. And that's it for the Urban Meyer offense. It's a lot of fun. It's a very popular playbook, and I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.